What a difference 2 weeks makes. It's been that long since our quiet rural town of Bethel erupted in confrontation between groups of protesters. The conversations about police, race, and small town America continue today. A very different scene. WCPO 9 News reporter Josh BAZAN live there now. Josh, with how these protesters are changing their tune and moving forward with conversation today.
Yeah, Evan, that's right. A group of people met here at Burke Park in Bethel to try and turn those disagreements into dialogue. The purpose is to create a space where people can come together instead of arguing from opposite sides of the street.
What I saw was awful. It was an awful representation of small towns. I grew up in Claremont County my whole life.
These videos show counter-protesters at a Black Lives Matter demonstration using racial slurs and pushing people on June 14th in Bethel. Days of protests followed in this rural Claremont County village, which led Rachel Lamb to organize this conversation.
You are kind of in a bubble out here in a small town. There's no diversity. Start talking about topics that are not normal topics that we talk about in small towns.
It was a small crowd in this small town, about 23 people. Half of them either live in Bethel, grew up nearby, or have similar connections to the village. Others came from different parts of the tri-state.
That's what I'm here is to try to help build bridges.
I'm very comfortable in my own skin. I don't get offended easily.
It's very difficult to change someone's mind, especially change someone's heart if you're yelling at them through a bullhorn. You know, we're both human beings.
Everyone at today's discussion supports Black Lives Matter, but organizers did reach out and speak to some counter-protesters on the phone. Lamb says growing up in rural Claremont County, where she didn't experience much diversity, made her realize how important it is to have these conversations.
So we need to start talking about it. We need to start talking about racism. We need to start talking about what's going on in our country, whether it affects our little bubble or not.
I just want things to get fixed, I guess. People to be not judged for their skin, but for their personality and who they are as a person and not what they look like.
Today's crowd hopes to see more conversations like this going forward that include people with different perspectives on these topics. Reporting live in Bethel, Josh BAZAN, WCPO 9 News.